All right, y'all. So we out here. Ooh, I'm about to go down. So we got a couple of things to do, but I wanted to show y'all some things in the meantime. Child, this over here. See, I don't even know what this is. This supposed to be butterfly pea. Child, that mess. I ain't seen but two flowers, and the flowers ain't looked how they. Ooh, y'all see what I see? Do you see what I see? And no, it is not Christmas time. Look at that. That's ready. That's some lady cream peas. And I want to show y'all something. My seeds were not that old on those purple hulls. And look how short they are. Look how they're growing. I they got flowers on them, but I don't know. Then I got some more that done germinated. Child, I don't know. Maybe they'll do something. But these tomatoes is looking good. Don't mind that little mess. There's some volunteers that sprang up. But these tomatoes looking good. These are some kind of cherry tomato. Pull you back in the cage. We don't need no escapees. No escapees. Okay, so my sesame, her Benny is still looking good. Um, this cushaw up here, I believe it took. It's gotten bigger. Y'all see it? I believe that took. You look a fool, so I'm gonna have to water you. This is gonna turn into a little harvest video, ain't it? Uh-oh, come here. Don't you fall. Don't you fall. Look at that. And I know some people pick theirs green, and let them ripen. But I don't have a problem with that here. Nothing ever really tries to get my tomatoes off. Um, most stuff leaves my tomatoes alone. Most stuff. So I had a watermelon over here that needed to come off. There it is. It's a little melon, not big. Y'all see how this looking here? I'm finna come in here and plant some okra or something. It don't make no sense. See all that ground you can see? And it can go right up through those vines. I'm finna come in here and plant something. I don't know what it's gonna be. But y'all look, a lot of people be talking about wait until that tender dry up. You got to wait until the part to go to the melon dry up. Now this ain't very big by the size of grapefruit. But I'm finna bust this sucker open and see what it tastes like. Let me check this one. See? Let me show y'all. See here? See how that's brown? That's ready. See what I'm talking about? You got to wait until that vine tell you. People want to tell you use that tendril. Don't use that tendril. That's just letting you know the melon ain't going to get no bigger. You got to look at that brown. And I know commercial farmers do that. And they've been told by old heads for eons to do it like that. It's not necessarily wrong, but depending on what variety you have, that sucker may not be all the way sweet. Let me see. That sucker may not be all the way sweet when you do it like do it like that. But if you wait till that vine stops sending nutrients, like I saw somebody break that off, and it was a bunch of juice coming out right there. Baby, that vine was still sending stuff to that melon. And you done busted that open and it ain't got all of what it was supposed to get. Ooh, this smells so good. I'm gonna show y'all the other half. Ooh, and it's so sweet. This is sweet. I'm gonna throw that down and let it. That's so sad. Ooh, the heart of that. Ooh, that's sweet. That's so doggone sweet. I'm gonna save some of this for the dogs. They love watermelon. You can't do nothing with them and watermelon. So I'm gonna save some of that for them. I cut my finger. Don't know how. Lord have mercy. Let me bust this one out. Now that one looked a little bit more like a Bradford. This one, this yellow meat. Come here. Come here to me. That sucker's yellow meat. And let me say this. So many people. It's so sweet. Like sugar. So many people. They pull their stuff so early. It ain't just the sweetness of the watermelon. It's the flavonoids. So flavonoids are what gives stuff specific flavors. Like strawberries. You know how you can eat a strawberry and it's got a strawberry taste. You won't confuse it for any other fruit. It's the same thing with these watermelons. So when that tendril dries up, y'all, that's just the water. Meaning the water will make the melon swell and get big. So when that tendril dries up, that's all that indicates. That other one is the one that the nutrients, because the flavonoids are created by all the different nutrients from in your soil and stuff. It's just like the little stem that go to the grape or the little stem that go to the tomato. That's where it get all the nutrients and different things that actually makes up the actual flavor. So a lot of times you don't leave your watermelons, especially on the outside. They may be sweet, but they're just sweet and watery. Different varieties have different tastes, y'all. Yellow meats, reason why a lot of people like yellow meats is because they want to say they're sweeter. To me, they're not necessarily sweeter. They have a different flavor. Just like the difference between a berry fig and a honey fig. So a honey fig is going to be one that when you eat it on the inside, it's more golden. Or a lot of times the outside is green. A berry fig is going to be one where the fig is usually a reddish or a purple color. And on the inside, it's very red. And they say they have berry notes to them. That has to do with the flavonoids and the actual flavors. Same thing with the honey. It tastes more like honey. So I just want to pass that on to y'all and tell y'all that. I think I had made mention in another video that my rainwater pump don't run these soaker hoses that good. I don't think I was letting it build up enough pressure. Now it'll still drip more than this and faster if you have it on city pressure. But I noticed, if y'all see, it's working. It's working. Now let me see up here. Okay, now I see some drippage. I see some drippage there. Because I'm trying to make sure that it waters these pots at the same time. Because I don't want my stuff to dry all out. This isn't the best soaker hose. I'm going to end up poking some more holes in it. To be fair, I don't really like this soaker hose. It's not as even as the one I have over here. But I have another soaker hose coming. Because just like the whole end should be doing like how this end. See how, can y'all see those drips? But the whole hose don't do that. So therefore, wherever you have it laying, you may or may not get even watering. But whatever. I want to show y'all this. My sweet potatoes got some blooms on them. Got some blooms on them. So I'm happy about that. Maybe that means they're doing good underground. But it's hard to tell. Some people will tell you, they're blooming. That means you got some potatoes. Not really. I've had them bloom before and I didn't have them nary potato. Look at these leaves, even though they got this curl on them. They're going to outgrow that, y'all. At least I'm praying they do. That was from inadequate watering. I think I mentioned that before. And like I said, it can stunt your stuff. And what I may do is pinch the top out of that and try to encourage some more growth. But look at the purple. Look at that purple. And this is just the leaves, y'all. Can you imagine the peppers? Now let me show y'all what I thought was Buena Mulata live. So none of my Buena Mulatas must have made it. I believe this is Pippin's. Ain't no believe, I'm almost 100% certain that this is Pippin's. And you see, I unevenly watered this as well. You can see the leaves kind of curl up. But judging by the shape of that pepper, This is Pippin's Honey Golden. So they go from that purple to and they may be different colors. They may be variegated, but you know what? When you get these seeds, especially from Baker Creek, they ain't always true. And like I said, somebody gifted me these seeds. They may not be true, but hopefully that's Pippin's Honey Golden. I mean, I bought one of each. We'll see how they come out. But if that's hybridized with like fish pepper or something else, that may be why I'm getting the coloring that I'm getting. But I think it's gonna be all right, y'all. I'm thinking about planting some more roselle. Y'all see my okra? That's 2 plants. I got some more okra in there, but the squash is shading it out. That's another reason why if the vine borer is gonna finish killing this okra, I'm not super invested. I've been getting okra or whatever. I'm trying to let this stupid, thank you, I think he didn't fly out. That bug, those bugs are so stupid. Those iridescent looking June bugs, stupidest bugs on the planet. Them and cicadas. I've never seen any bugs any stupider. But I wanted to show y'all, okay, so Army Chickadee, you showed your pumpkins right, and you had some die off in some places, and you was wondering was it fertilizing or not. It may be. I'm not saying that the guy that sold you the seeds is wrong, but honestly, I feel like if it was a fertilizer issue, your whole plant wouldn't be looking as good. Like if you stand back and look at your pumpkins and just look at them, you only had a few places where they looked a fool. And I wish I had shown y'all, but I didn't. And I try to, I don't try to single nobody out, but I try to show people because I think that's part of the intimidation factor of gardening. People don't know what they're looking at, so they confused. But if you see it, which is what a lot of these people don't do, don't really show you, all they show you is rainbows and Care Bears. They're not really helping you. So like I was saying, a lot of your stuff, about 90% of those pumpkins from what I could see looked good. I only saw about 3 places, I think you said, where the leaves was dying back. And that's how these looked when the vine borers got to them. But because I've had vine borers so many times, I'm familiar with how it looks. So pumpkins are more resistant to vine borers, or any type of winter squash is going to be more resistant. Any of the squash like this cushaw that vines, which is what you growing. You're not growing cushaw, you're growing another pumpkin like. But what I'm saying is there are 2 different kinds of squash. Zucchini, summer squash, all that kind of stuff, they vine a little bit, but they're more bushy. These are the ones where you need 4 acres to grow them because they want to grow out and vine out and get big like pumpkins. Because anybody who's ever seen a pumpkin patch know how much land you need because of how big the plants get. They're more resistant to vine borers. You want to know why? Because when they vine across the ground, if the vine borer gets it, try to show y'all on these leaves, on these vines. If y'all see all these little hairs, that vine can easily root along the ground. And a lot of times you won't know it because your plant is so huge. That vine, even if the vine borer haven't gotten it, if it's close enough to the ground like this, see, this is right on the dirt. If it's getting enough water and moisture, and see, I have grass. A lot of y'all, when you grow your pumpkins, you have cleared it off and you just have dirt. You don't even have any grass. That makes it even easier for them to root, is what I'm saying. And that's how yours is. I can tell you had a plot with rows and you planted. And I think as your vines went along, they probably grew more roots as they went along, which is what they're supposed to do. They'll do that in nature. But I do think vine borers might have gotten you. And I'm going to show you what it looks like on the stem. But it's probably going to be hard for you to see it on your plants because your plants are so massive. It's hard to go up and down every single vine and try to find where it's at. It's just going to be hard for you to do that. And I'm not saying you have to, because here's my thought. And I want everybody to listen to this tip. Once again, they don't show you, when they show you farming, they don't show you how much they lose. Commercial farmers, the reason why they grow so much, because farming is it's a numbers game. The more you grow, the more you'll get, because you're going to lose some, period. Point blank, period. It's just like when I was telling y'all in the greenhouse. Not every plant's going to make it. Quit sowing 1 and 2 seeds. Sow 30. You know what I'm saying? Don't sow 30. Do like Natalie said. Natalie was like, sow 6 of them. That's a good number. Sow 5 or 6. Don't sow 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? At the max, maybe 10. Now, me, like I said, when I have seeds that's 10 years old, I'm finna sow them all because they're so old, the germination rate's probably 1%. So I'm probably not going to get but one. But what I'm saying is they're not showing you that the vine borers get them too. It's just that pumpkins are less likely for the whole plant to die because the vine has probably rooted somewhere else. Whereas these here, show y'all, vine borers got me right here. Y'all see it where they chewed in there? And I'm not going to move that stem too much because some kind of way this plant is kind of still making it. Try to move these leaves. Y'all see where it got me? They got me. You know what I'm saying? This is where it's coming out the ground at. Now, that particular plant, I believe is dead, but I'm not for sure because up here it feels like it's still living. And up here it looks like it's still living. No, I think it's dead. This is one coming from that direction. So, because these don't vine out and go as far and they stems is less likely to root, when they get you, it'll usually kill your plant. Sometimes if you catch it early enough, I've done it, you can bury the stem. And when you bury that stem, I'm gonna pin that. I can't pin it one-handed. When you bury that stem, it'll grow new roots, and sometimes you can save your plants. I'm gonna be honest and tell you, that's one reason why summer squash is not one of my favorites. Because like I said, I think I mentioned I had a storm. It blew my stuff open, and a vine borer must have got in there. And they get in there so fast. It doesn't take any time. But as you can see, I still have some plants that's living. So it's not like the tool didn't work. I had a failure in the tool. So I will learn how to make sure that if a really windy storm comes through, that my stuff don't blow open or blow off. But yeah, Army Chickadee, you might have had vine borers in a couple of places. If I was you, I wouldn't worry about it though, because it looks like you still have 80 to 90% of your crop that you're gonna get. Sometimes as farmers and gardeners, we have to understand that we're gonna lose some. Sometimes we want it all, and I get it because with my certain stuff, my watermelons and things, I want it all. It used to be a song that used to say that. I can't think of how it go, otherwise I'd sing it. But anyway, but yeah, y'all keep that in mind. Farmers, when you see a field of corn, they don't get all that corn. You know how much of them worms and stuff get down in those ears? That's the stuff they send out to the canned good people to cut out the bad places and make canned corn. You see what I'm saying? Like when it comes to industry, y'all understand that you know, for instance, dog food is the leftover stuff. They take all them bones and all that crap that they don't use in the meat processing industry, at least for human consumption, grind it up and make dog food and cat food. Like, that's how stuff works. When you have pumpkins that maybe half of it rotted or something, you know, or maybe a bug got in it, or it's not as pretty, child, they don't really throw that stuff away. They cut them bad places out and turn that into canned pumpkin. They cook it, puree it, turn it into canned pumpkin. See what I'm saying? So y'all understand that your stuff ain't gonna be 100%. In my philosophy, I feel like if I got 80, 90% of my stuff looking good, I'm not gonna panic over it no more. It's not worth the stress and anxiety. Now, when stuff start getting, you know, it start looking 30, 40% looking bad, you almost at half. You about to lose half your stuff. You better figure out what's going on, because 50% that's getting kind of low, and anything you reaping the benefit of less than 50% of the work you've put in is not worth it. So at that point, start investigating. Like when it gets 30%, 25%, like you losing a quarter to 30 to a third of your stuff, you need to start looking at something and figuring out some things. I pinched these out. They're looking so good. Look at the serranos. I thinned them some too. Thinned them a little bit. Actually, I didn't thin them. I planted some over there. I'm gonna see do they take. I pull them out and put over there. We'll see do they take. These grocery store peppers, they're not looking bad, but they ain't looking good. But what I really want to show y'all, then I'm gonna let y'all go because I've been talking too long. First, I'm gonna show you Felix. Can y'all see him peeping? Hey, baby. Chrissy's out here somewhere. I don't know where he is. He was following me earlier. But y'all look at this here. My okra finally, the heat got hot. And that's what I was telling, I think, Miss Cynthia. Y'all, your okra, give it time. Okra like heat it like it hot. When everything else is suffering, your okra will start thriving. That's just how it is. Understanding okra comes from Africa. So does watermelons. My watermelons didn't really start escaping that until it got hot. It's burning up. Everything don't live like that. Peppers really likes it when it starts to get hot. So y'all give your stuff some time. Be cognizant of, you know, maybe where the plant come from. I know they breed them and breed for certain stuff, but you know, you can't make a zebra change its stripes. It's still a zebra. So even though they breed for certain stuff, these plants still come from very hot climates, and they do the best in those climates. Same with the cowpeas. Cowpeas, if you notice, the heat don't bother them. Whereas green beans, they do. Green beans, they don't necessarily like all that heat, but cowpeas and stuff will keep growing for you because they're from Africa. They like it like that. So that's all I wanted to tell y'all and show y'all. I got some interesting videos coming up. So y'all just stay tuned, and until next time, see you guys later.